Hello, my name is Tiffany and I'm a life coach. Americans have descended into hopelessness. Most Americans feel that we're heading in the wrong direction. We used to be proud of our integrity, morality, and decency, and we wanted to see that in our leaders. Remember, it wasn't that long ago when Americans felt a sense of hope. We thought we were finally past our dark history. Women, blacks, and people of color spoke out because we wanted our voices to be heard. We held peace signs, no war signs, give peace a chance signs. And by the time we elected the leader America wanted, we could see prosperity on the horizon. Unfortunately, today, things look very bleak. We're standing right at the cliff, watching our safety nets being cast away like meaningless old sweats. It's our lifelines that billionaires want to toss away. The mighty dollar is all they care about. It's our very lives that are on the line. With no health care, no food, no way to get a good paying job, no way to the very resources that we need to survive. Our avenue easily leads to death. So how do we find the light when it's so dark? We have a lot of gaslighting, a lot of propaganda, this desire to live in an alternative reality. But most of us can't afford an alternative reality. And so here's the truth. The truth is tyrants don't resign. The fact is that we have taxation with little to no representation. We are our own saviors. Now, we could sit at home and feel hopeless. We can shut the door, stick our head in the sand. That's not going to change anything. The reality is, complacency is what got us here. And so let's acknowledge that. And then let's ask ourselves, what can I do? I am just one person. I'm suffering. I'm going through that. I'm having financial problems. I'm having medical problems. I'm on disability. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. What can I do? I'm just one person. But there's a lot that you can do. We need to demand the removal of the regime. And that's a simple fact. And it's a fact that a lot of people just can't wrap their head around. They keep waiting for our leaders to do the right thing. And every day that hope is dashed. And so what does that leave us with? It leaves us with the truth. Now, why do I say this? I say this because one cannot solve problems without first knowing facts. It means buy nothing. We're giving them money to buy politicians. Think of what happened with Disney. Just a few days of protesting, and they came crashing down. They could tout. They came to our needs. They were forced to listen to us. That shows the power that we have. Think about those days for which we were protesting. ICE was nowhere to be seen. That tells you right there that if we were out there in force, nothing could stop us. There are some things that you can do right from your home, and that's a prolonged economic blackout. What that means, and because we're doing it because there's only one language that billionaires speak, and that is money. They bought our politicians. If they didn't have all of the money that we give them every month from consumerism, they wouldn't have all these extra dollars to buy politicians. Think Disney. Think of all the money that they lost. We canceled our subscriptions and they bent the knee immediately. Imagine if we did that to all the monopolies. If we weren't shopping from Amazon, Walmart. If we weren't buying Target, think of the repercussions that they would suffer. Economic blackout is something that each of us can do. I've been stocking up on food ever since the installment because I knew this was coming. I knew we'd see an economic depression. With my many years in HR, and knowing that we need to be intimately connected to the labor market, I knew that this was coming. I foresaw this. Put the wrong person in office, add in how we felt economically the last time, easily equals where we are right now. So I knew this was coming. I've been stocking up on food for a long time, which made it so that I don't have to go out and buy extra. I'm not shopping right now. I don't go to Walmart. I don't buy from Amazon. I'm not giving our tyrants the power and the money that they need to keep us suppressed. The first thing that you can do is organize and mobilize. Now, here's some other things that you can do. You can work in food banks, work in donation centers. You can organize or join mutual aid networks. You can offer direct community support. You can share your skills. Oh my gosh, share your skills, your resources that you have. Raise awareness of community needs. Engage in creative solidary actions that build long-term resilience. That is one of the great things that is coming out of all of this, is how communities are coming together. They're being forced to get to know each other, get to know each other's needs, and we're building a coalition by doing that. And so that's the upside. And then you get to go home and think about everything that you've done, that you, one person, have done to create change. And that is something that can make a person feel great. It is so much better than sitting at home and feeling hopeless and feeling as if you're totally out of control. When you're out there fighting the good fight, it feels good. It feels good to help people. Think about how you are turning hopelessness into fearlessness. You boycotting, you're going on strike, you're organizing, you're donating, and it feels so good. It's so great. But then you get home after all of that, and it's easy to sink into a depression. It's easy to think of the suffering that either you're going through and or your family, your friends, your neighbors, how hard it is to find a job, your medical problems, your family and or friends problems. You're thinking about maybe even how you've lost family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, people that you know to the regime. And that's a reality. We go to bed at night thinking about our mounting bills and how there are no resources out there to help the American people. And the long years of work, paying our taxes, being law-abiding citizens, and now we're being treated like stepchildren. How can those things not affect you? Of course they affect you. We're humans. We have feelings. There's a sense of hopelessness that comes with that, depression, despair. And so how do I turn that into hope? How do I decompress? How do I not think about the enormity of it all? Staying present, practicing mindfulness, expressing gratitude, connecting with supportive people, finding your joy, the creativity. These things build inner resilience and restore hope, even in the face of difficult circumstances. Take some time to meditate, do some yoga, exercise, go for a walk. Set some realistic goals. Key word is realistic. Develop a gratitude practice by writing down things that you appreciate every day. This shifts your focus from loss to gratitude, which helps change the perspective. When you think about all of the things that's going good in your life, you immediately feel uplifted. You feel hope, just as you got up this morning with a purpose because you're out there doing something instead of sitting at home feeling hopeless. You got up with a purpose, and you can take pride in that. It's really just about thinking about all of the things that are going good in your life, all of your accomplishments that you've made today. You can name your feelings. Yeah, name your feelings. And so, how do you name your feelings? You simply acknowledge how you feel, such as sadness or anger. You can even write a letter to your feelings. And that's something that I have my clients do. You can practice self-compassion and be gentle with yourself and understand that where you are has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with economics, with things that are happening that is beyond your control. Also note that it's normal to struggle during tough times. And it's important to take breaks and unplug, turn everything off. But that's the perfect time to meditate. That's the perfect time to think. That's the perfect time to decompress and let everything go. Cooking with people. What I used to do with my friends is we would make food together. You bring the spaghetti, you bring the spaghetti sauce, you bring the bread, you make the salad, and we would combine meals. And it saved us a lot of money, by the way. So you get a full meal for less. And we are coming together, we're congregating. And it's a wonderful, great feeling, to sit with other people and talk about what's going on today. You're building a community while you're at it, and you're around like-minded people. And it's something that we all especially need right now. And remember, you're doing this in person. It's not all just online. It's great to meet people online. You can reach more people that way. But those intimate personal connections is really what we are missing right now. We need to gather in our own communities, bring people together. That is something else that you can do that can make you feel great, hopeful, happy. When things feel darkest, when you look around and you see pain, division, and injustice, remember that history shows unimaginable change begins with ordinary people daring to hope, even when hope feels foolish. Hopelessness isn't weakness. It's a signal that something isn't right, that the world you see could and should be better. Honor that feeling. It means that your heart is awake. Lean into community. Reach out and encourage someone else, because none of us stand alone. Even when we feel isolated, we're not alone. You may feel powerless under an unjust regime, forced to swallow your daily struggles, told your voice doesn't matter. But every time you stand up for an ideal, every time you stand up to act to lift someone else, every time you speak truth to power, no matter how small, you send forward a ripple of hope. Fear, unity. Remember that. Oppressors fear unity. Build bridges to those around you, even those with different backgrounds, beliefs, and experiences. Find common ground. A shared dream of dignity, freedom, and justice, and nurture it. It is so important. Together, each ripple joins others, and next thing you know, we have a wave. Becoming a strong current enough to shake the walls of oppression and resistance. If you've been silenced, marginalized, or hurt, know that you're not forgotten. Your courage to keep showing up, to care, to speak out, to dream, in itself is defiance. Because that's absolutely what they seek to steal from us. They don't want us to dream. Cultivate hope through tiny acts. Support a neighbor. Share your story. Create art. Love fearlessly, refusing to give up. The regime fears the light that you hold inside. Never, ever let it go. Even as fear threatens you, remember, it's always the darkest before dawn. Your pain, your outrage, and your longing for change are the birthplaces of new movements. Non-violent action, creative protest, and mutual care always defeats cruelty in the end. Stand tall. Breathe deeply. Remember, your worth is not determined by any leader or law. Every step you take toward justice inspires others. No regime, no darkness can ever erase the power of united, hopeful people. This moment you feel hopeless is not an ending. It's the beginning of something extraordinary, and the world needs your courage, your vision, and your voice now more than ever. Thank you for watching.